So I am sitting on my toilet right now doing this podcast, and I think that means I've arrived officially. I'm hoping this is bottom. I'm hoping this is the rock bottom. I have a good feeling about it. I really do. But then again, the more I say that, the more I think, no, rock bottom could be much, much worse than this still. So unfortunately, that's the trouble with rock bottom. You never know it's rock bottom until you're dead. I'm sitting here. Here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out how to be famous. That's what I'm sitting here on the toilet doing at 9:40 on a Saturday. How do I be famous? How do I make it in the business? What do I do? And I keep thinking that the comedians, my favorite comedians, are the ones who are the most vulnerable. And so I'm thinking, okay, I need to be vulnerable. I need to be vulnerable. That's what I have to do. And if I am vulnerable and I put that vulnerability out there, then soon I will be driving a Volvo. And so I thought, okay, what's the most vulnerable thing I can say? What's the confession I can make right now? I pick my nose and eat it still. And I can feel the internet breaking with this sensation. I think I just solved comedy right there. I'm very ashamed of this. I can hear my parents screaming at me in my head when I do it. I don't think I should publish this. I'm going to publish this. That's how disgusting this is. I don't know, I think, here's my concern, that this particular podcast is actually going to be so much of a turn-off that it's going to turn people off to other people's podcasts. I believe that if I publish this podcast, Adam Carolla is going to lose 2 points. I don't know if they do. I don't know if that's how you score podcasts, is points. My fear with doing these podcasts is am I basically just doing an open mic where there's no one around to tell me I need to write better? I think that's my general fear on that. I spend my days. This is how I'm spending my morning. I'm angry. And I'm having imagined conversations with people. I'll sit in the shower and I'll do that in the morning. Just prime myself up by getting angry, getting defensive, and no one's even said anything to me yet. I do that every day. It's a great workout. It really, I think it's better than coffee. Rage is much better than coffee. Maybe not so much better for the heart. My roommate has got new shower curtains, and they are Stormtrooper shower curtains from Star Wars, not Nazi Stormtrooper. That would have been an awkward thing to walk into. Nazi Stormtrooper shower curtains, which I have a feeling exist somewhere. Terrified to think about that, but I have a feeling that there's some neo-Nazi studio apartment somewhere that's got Nazi Stormtrooper shower curtains that I don't know where he got them. Probably online. Online, of course, is where he got them online. There's probably a boutique shower curtain company that specializes in hate. I don't know who the guy was who would want to create a company like that. Someone's like, God, I hate the Jews so much. I hate them. How can I express it? Shower curtains. At last, I can express my hate and be an artist at the same time. I'm also trying to poop right now. I shouldn't talk about this. I am. Ever since I quit sugar, and I'm trying to eat more healthy. And by eat more healthy, I mean get a veggie fajita burrito at Chipotle. So that could be a huge misfire. But speaking of toilets, since that's happened, my I don't know, even my intestines have been just groggy. It's not as fast as when I was eating the sugar and the bad stuff. Then, when I needed to go to the bathroom, it was immediate. It was like, oh, this is happening. Now it's much more of a leisurely pace.
I can feel the numbers of this podcast spiking. My dad broke his leg, his ankle specifically. And I feel help. I don't know how to help him. I asked, is there anything I can do to help? And he said no. And I feel down on myself because I said to myself, you know what, if I were rich by now, I could send someone to help him. Isn't that horrible? I probably should go out and help him. But I keep feeling like, if I would be more helpful to everyone if I had money. I still think the most helpful person on the Justice League is Batman because he's got the money. Even Superman has got to take, 6 or 8 hours out of his superheroing to land a job so he can afford an apartment in Metropolis, which I would imagine is downtown Metropolis. That's just not, can't afford that on a reporter's salary. That's ridiculous. So he's probably taking side work as a graphic designer. So that and reporting and saving the world. And, the guy's probably going 24/7, though he has the energy to go 24/7. But still, if he was independently wealthy, then he wouldn't have to have the day job, and he could, only be Superman 24/7 and accomplish twice as much. But I digress. I just feel helpless because I don't have money. But then again, people would say, well, money doesn't buy happiness. You know what? I think it does. I really do. You know what it doesn't do? Money doesn't buy continuous happiness. But I think when you have money and you need health care, and there's that moment of, oh, good thing I have money. That's happiness right there. I feel the bowel movement coming on, just letting all the ladies know that. Oh, great, good. I'm never going to get laid again. I'm never going to get laid again. I don't see how that's possible. I really don't. There are people, I hate to admit this, there are people that I grew up with who got laid much sooner than I did. And part of me is thinking, how did they of all people got laid before I did? How? And I think all they did was leave the apartment. I should try that in 5 or 10 years.